Guys, it's Monday, October 30th. It's the last week that I'm using this TD app. I hope I can still do this show next week. We're going to be switching to... But let's recap what we talked about this morning. Before we get to the top 5 picks, man, this morning, actually, the first thing I talked about was on semi warning. and the impact it could have on air. I went back and I looked at my recording. I'm like, maybe that should be a top 5, but I totally forgot about it when we finalized the top 5 because there's a different watch list. On and air at the time, on was down 7%. We calculated a re-rating of 11% down, and it overshot that by a lot, down 20%. And air was like almost flat when we mentioned air could have a negative reaction to this, down 22%. In the app, we did call a reversal trade at $20. I'm sorry, $22 with an exit at 24. So that worked out. That was stated right in our app, right at 22, exit 24. So that did work out. But man, we should have made either shorting on or shorting air a number 1 pick. And by the way, also Tesla, we did do a little bit of shorting Tesla today because that's another theme. On this is about silicon carbide demand for electric vehicles. So their guidance is down. That means, you know, electric vehicles, specifically Tesla, demand is down. So that means negative impact on Tesla. So should have covered this on the show this morning. We remembered about it a bit into the day, and we did put this in our app, in our VIP chat room, that short Tesla was going to be actually a focus for the rest of the day. Tesla, I have a 165 swing target. So like anytime there's a pop, you know, that's a good opportunity to short Tesla intraday on pops, especially on a day when you have bad news like this catalyst from On Semi with the bad earnings. All right. And then COM, I didn't realize it would go down this much, but yeah, COM, we gave you the bad earnings this morning, and mostly gave you the sympathy idea of shorting Clearfield. That would have been good for $1, but we didn't make it a top pick. So COM apparently is down because now there's bankruptcy risk over here. So I haven't looked into the details, but that's why it's down much more than the percentage of their earnings that are down, 41%. All right, so let's move to our other list here to talk about the picks we had this morning. SoFi actually hit our target, almost hit the second target. So we got out when it failed. The 2 targets we gave you was basically the 20 DMA and the 50 DMA. So once it hit the 20 DMA and then started going back below it, we got out of SoFi and haven't made it back in. So that was kind of like, that was what we expected, right? Sell the pop, because that's what happened on earnings on July 31st. We gave you the thesis of why, even though earnings are beating, what the thinking on the street is of why it's being, sold off. So that one worked out kind of like it did, hit our target and we got out. PAL has not worked out yet. I'm not so worried about this. We did pick up some extra shares today. I may just hold for a swing, actually, because the thesis on gun stocks are so strong. So this doesn't bother me that we're down right now. So, but for today, so far, PAL has not worked out. McDonald's ended up becoming one of the top focuses for the day. We put it in the app. We did tell you when we did the show this morning, we might switch the focus from SoFi to McDonald's, and that's exactly what we did. But I didn't do it based on a deep understanding of what was said in the conference call, because I still haven't had time to read the conference call. I did it just based on the price action, seeing that we're moving on up and we're beating some key levels here, some key resistance levels from early in the morning. So we put an alert in the chat that we're moving our focus away from SoFi into McDonald's. I've been looking for commentary on the conference call on social media. I can't find it. I don't know if anyone didn't listen to this call, but I can't find that commentary. But McDonald's here, we have resistance at 262.56. Did it beat 260.34? It did. So 262.56 to the upside. Potential target, maybe even for today. Oh, did it hit it? It hit 262.06. So maybe we can retrace and get back towards the high. 262.56 would be the target for today, assuming nothing bad on that conference call, right? They beat earnings by 6%. And if they had good commentary in the conference call that, hey, this Ozempic scare of lower calories, that's not really an issue. If they said that, then I would have much higher confidence in this trade and maybe even swing some. So that's the story with McDonald's. Gold, we gave you as a top 5, and we're in this one, holding up pretty well. I do want to note, though, that physical gold, the ETF, is doing much better than gold. PHYS, look at this. PHYS, all right, I got to do this. That's beautiful, all right? It's like holding its gains much more than gold. So a couple ideas here. Let's actually compare this. Let's compare this to gold. I want to show you something here. Okay, so, and then let's get rid of all this extraneous stuff. Okay, PHYS on the top, GLD on the bottom. Up almost 3% versus up less than 2%. There's 2 thoughts from this. One thought is that gold may just catch up, right? That there's an inefficiency here. the physical gold price is more representative of, where gold is really trading at, and that GLD will catch up. That's one thought. Or at least GLD is not going to crash, like if PH confidently buy the dips in GLD. The other thought is, man, this Armageddon stuff, like the fear of what may happen in World War III and people buying gold, this is real because it shows you that people are starting to, it may be showing you this, all right? It may just be noise, but it may be showing you that people are having a preference for the physical gold ETF versus the GLD ETF, which in a bad situation may just blow up, right? But PHYS, you can actually redeem your shares for physical gold. So is that what's going on? Are people expecting such a dire thing? But here's the thing. Here's how I look at it. If it is going to be like Armageddon and nuclear war, it doesn't matter if you own GLD or PHYS. Doesn't matter. Like you'll just want to hope to survive and have some gold and silver coins at home. But which ticker you have doesn't really matter, right? So I just view this more as a gauge of the fear, right? When PHYS is outperforming GLD, the fear gauge, reading the sentiment in the room is, wow, people are really scared, and that's bullish for gold, even GLD, right? So I do buy only PHYS at this point in my retirement account. I'm only buying PHYS. But as far as trading and things like that, GLD is the one with the options, right? GLD actually had a really nice Friday. It broke 185. Oops, now I got to remove all this stuff. And it immediately moved up. Man, there were some options there, 185 call options, which are up like 33 times in the last hour and a half of trading, right? So you have those kind of opportunities with GLD that you're not going to have with PHS if you're trading. Okay, but yeah, I feel more comfortable holding PHYS in my retirement account because of the fact that you can redeem it. The other pick we gave you is Chewy, which is holding up really well as the market is kind of dying here, or at least correcting. But CHWI Chewy broke the 20 DMA. First time broke the 20 DMA in a long, long time to the upside. Let's see if I can find that. Yeah, I mean, did it break it here? Maybe a little bit back in July, but it's been riding down below this 20, got rejected several times, now above it. So $20 swing target on CHWY, not just because of the technicals, but also an analyst came out a few days ago and said they're raising they're raising from sell to neutral. All right, they're raising it from sell to neutral. So multiple pillars at work on CHWY. All right. I do want to bring up Tesla because of the on semi. We did bring that up. So let's just look at the technicals here. From a swing perspective, my target is down here. This support area in May, 165. I've been saying this since the earnings report, since like 240, right that next morning on my, if you were on the morning show then around 228, I was saying swing target 165 to 155, somewhere in this area would be my swing target. Maybe 180. You know what? There's a gap there. Let's just call it 155 to 180. And it's kind of moving towards there. So I think Tesla is something you can short the pops on. All right. So that's that. Let me see if there's anything else important I want to cover. Oh, I forgot to cover Drio this morning. I do want to cover that because Drio just got absolutely clobbered on Friday. I interviewed privately, had a conversation with the CEO. I did a recording in our app. So if you're a VIP member, you can go listen to that recording I made regarding my conversation with the CEO. I believe this entire sharp move down from 253. Look, since the war, October 7th, it's pretty clear. All right, pretty clear this is all war related. So it was trading at 320, and now we're at 142. I believe it's completely due to the war and not because of any fundamental issue with the company or that they need to raise money or anything like that. So I think it's maybe a little bit overdone here. Market cap 38 million. I think it's a negative EV at this point. So at a negative EV, I'm willing to take a little bit of bet on Drio. All right. Yeah, in the worst case scenario, which we really don't want to talk about, then a lot of Israeli companies could be worth much less. All right. Let's assume and let's hope for the best. But in that worst case scenario, but I think this is a little bit overdone. Most likely Israel will be successful in this war, and now you can get a stock at a negative EV. that has some big things going on with Aetna and Sanofi. So I did step in today with some Drio for the potential of a sharp bounce back here in the next couple days, or who knows, maybe even today. Okay, so that was Drio. We see continuation in Enphase after that terrible report. I think I have like a $65 price target, swing target on Enphase based on the math of the re-rating on the earnings guidance. We covered that with you on Friday. And that's about it. So the rest of the day, really mostly focused to short Tesla, go long gold, and then McDonald's. Maybe we've already played this a little bit, so maybe another opportunity to make it back towards the highs. As I said, 260, 250 or so. And Chewy looking good. Chewy staying strong for this potential swing to $20. Okay. And with that, little disappointed in Powell, but that's okay. I really like Powell. Ammunition sales should be going through the roof right now. I have no doubt whatsoever that they are. So this is going to be reflected in all of these gun stocks in the near term, in my opinion. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. Head on over to the app at storytrading.com/app, and you can catch a free trial the whole rest of the week. We'll see you later. Thanks for joining.